Just as the success and the victory looks like it is on the side of God's people, Pharaoh commanded all his people, every son that is born to the Hebrews you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live. Let every daughter live. He moves into all-out genocide. Years have passed. He sees that his methods are not working. The methods of the previous pharaohs are not working, and so he moves into outright genocide. He calls for a police state. No husband is allowed to deny the entry of a government agent into their home. They are allowed with unlimited warrants and totalitarianistic powers to go and search the houses, find the babies, and then go and throw them into the Nile in this genocidal, ethnic-based act of infanticide, what we call abortion. They throw them into the Nile, and there's a few clues there as to why. They throw the babies into the Nile, I think first and foremost, for the convenience of it. It was so convenient. It was very clean. If you were killing babies out in the street, you'd have rivers of blood. And so they were throwing the babies into the Nile for the cleanliness and the convenience of it, for the very same reason as we have anesthetics and Medicare paid and closed doors and cleaned rooms and clinical staff to kill our children through abortion. Convenient, clean. It was also hidden away. A man could throw a young child into the river and walk away without having to see quite the graphic scene himself. Just like when I used to do preaching at the front of an abortion clinic here in Brisbane, and would preach to men and women as they brought their babies in, and would have amazing conversations sometimes, horrendous stories, cops being called and all sorts of things. But one of the things that was chilling was how as soon as we went inside, he said, his mind had been changed. The Spirit had worked a change on his heart. He wanted to both believe in Christ and save his baby that he'd just driven to be assassinated. And he said, though, I can't get to my girlfriend. As soon as we went upstairs, the men went into one room, the woman went into the next, separated, keys locked, she was away, and they start giving her medication as soon as possible so as she cannot change her mind. Hidden away, out of sight, behind a pretty building with nice painting. No big abortion clinic sign, just family health planning. This is what we do as well. We kill children through convenient, clean, out of sight, out of mind ways. Just in case you got into the habit of thinking that this ancient book is telling us about some ancient evils of an ancient people. We are all serpentine in our blood. Our culture is the very same kind of culture, but by the grace of God. But furthermore, they were throwing it into the Nile because to them, the Nile was a god. The Nile brought them prosperity. The Nile brought them life and income and wealth and convenience, and it enabled their lifestyle. And so to them, it was a god. And by giving the baby to the god, they were giving a sacrifice to their most prized possessions. And just in case you thought I'd stopped with the modern day applications, is that not exactly what we see happen today? That our young are killed because we want to uphold our lifestyle. We have this god called convenience and lifestyle and pets and third house and jet skis and career and my body that needs to stay in the same state, and I don't want my wife's body to change, and we're not ready yet, and this is about us first, and we want to travel. The convenience, the gods that we worship and do anything to, we kill our children in order to acquire. Same people, same sin, same problem. But here, unraveling in the story of God's redemption of his people. They were thrown into the god of the Nile. They were swallowed, they were drowned, they were killed, whatever happened. And there, chapter 1 ends before we see God's intervening power.